What's up, guys? So, as you can see, it is Minecraft Aquatic update. So, Elise, if you're watching this, I'm going to show you this. But as you guys know, in the title says to Elise, Aquatic update to Elise. So, now let's get right to it.
Multiple new enchantments. There'll be 2 new mobs and ambience mobs as well, which are fish. There's going to be new ocean biomes, a new water physics system, several colourful new blocks, new underwater plants, and new structures. And we're going to go through them all one by one. But before we do that, I would just like to say subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos covering the aquatic updates and the snapshots that will be coming in the future. And leave a like on this video if you want to support content like this. Anyway, let's jump right into it. First up, we have bubble columns. These are naturally spawning magma blocks found in the bottom of oceans, and they will create bubble particle effects going up to the surface. Now, Jeb's talked about how this will affect buoyancy, meaning that if a boat is swimming over the top, it could get sucked down to the bottom, falling through the bubbles, which is fantastic. The same thing can be said of items as well, which they currently do in water. They sink. However, with new water mechanics that are going to be added in this update, items would go on the surface of water and then they would fall down through the bubbles, which sounds kind of fantastic. It also sounded like you'd be able to place magma blocks yourself and create this effect artificially. We are going to have a new weapon in this game, and it's going to be known as the Trident. It looks kind of awesome, and it's basically a boomerang. You'll throw it, and then it will come back to you, but that's only if you have one of the new enchantments that come with this weapon. That being the loyalty enchantment. It's been hinted that there are a couple of extra enchantments as well. One of those being the Riptide enchantment, which is going to be like an underwater dash attack that will propel you forward a little bit when you're using the Trident. It can be used to fly out of the water like a dolphin, so if you're near the surface you can use the dash attack to go up and over, and it will also work in the rain thanks to a suggestion from Dinnerbone. And based on how they were talking about it, it sounded like you could use it to take off with your elytra. So if it's raining, you could grab your trident and just fly up into the sky and use your wings. It also sounds like there might be a couple of extra enchantments they haven't told us about as well. Then we have coral, kelp, and fish. And this footage is absolutely beautiful. It also sounds like there might be a couple of extra enchantments they haven't told us about as well. Then we have coral, kelp, and fish. And this footage...
Why is... Hold up. Hold up.
Footage is absolutely beautiful. It also sounds like there might be a couple of extra enchantments they haven't told us about as well. Kelp and fish. And this footage is absolutely beautiful. It speaks for itself. Look at this gorgeous underwater coral reef. There are at least 5 different colours of coral blocks I can see there, and there's a grey coloured one which is actually a half slab, so let's hope that we're going to get lots of blocks and lots of new half slabs as well. That would be fantastic. Now those underwater shrubs that you see, they are the kelp, and they come in different varieties. Some of them even stretch up many blocks under the ocean, which I think looks fantastic. Now there are also fish swimming around in this footage as well. These are the same fish that you have the items for in game, so that's salmon, clownfish, pufferfish, and the other ones as well. And Jeb also hinted at there being other types, and he named one as a tropical fish as well. Now these fish will spawn and despawn like bats do. They are basically an ambient mob. However, Jeb described that you can actually pick up a fish with a bucket and then put it down again, and it will become a persistent mob, meaning it won't despawn. So I'm assuming that means you don't need to use a name tag. You can just use a bucket to pick up a fish and then bring it to your base and build an aquarium, which I think is utterly fantastic and one of my favourite things about this update. This update is going to bring about new water physics, which are going to be heavily tested during the snapshot phase of development. This includes a new watercolor, which you can see from underwater as well as above water as well. Now, the water will flow into the space that a fence block would once block, so it will go right up against the side of the shape of that block, which looks obviously really cool. Items will go through the fence block now. I'm not sure 100% how that's going to work, and it actually flows through the grass, and you see the grass there, which I think just gives you a whole bunch more possibilities to make things look interesting. Items are also now going to float on the surface of the water. They've also talked about half slabs
It
as well.
looks
I believe water
better.
will flow over a half slab without creating an air gap as well. And the intention is all just to make it easier to build underwater and to make underwater builds look nicer too. Which brings us to shipwrecks. Not too much has been revealed about the shipwreck, however there is going to be treasure in this update, and that's probably one of the places that you're going to find it. But I've got to say, I love the ambience of this underwater colour, and finding something like a shipwreck would make for a great Minecraft adventure. Dolphins.
Dolphin?
Do I need to say anything else? I don't think I do.
Parrot?
This is going to be a very positively received mob. Everyone loves dolphins. And they're going to be in Minecraft now. They're going to help you find treasure by guiding the player to the treasure. I'm assuming that's going to be in the shipwrecks. And they can also jump out of water as well, which is really awesome. Now, they look cute and adorable, but this is all we really know about them at the moment. So can't wait to play the snapshots and find out more about these dolphins. And for all the video footage we have, the only thing we got about this feature was this screenshot. There will be new biomes and there will be ocean biomes. Some will be warm, some will be cold, and the one that we're looking at here is the iceberg biome, because those are icebergs in the middle of an ice lake, and that's what Jeb called it. So we've got that to look forward to as well. There will also be another mob in this update, and it's one that's been chosen by us, as during this Minecraft on Earth live stream we can vote on which
Phantom?
we wanted to be in the next update. And the one
That's the Phantom.
Monster of the night skies. This is a flying creature that lives in the overworld, and it will hunt down players who haven't slept in a bed for a while, which sounds like a fantastic feature. One that might be tricky to get to work on multiplayer servers though, but either way I'm very interested to see this mob in the game. So everything we've gone through so far are what we know from what Jeb have said.
Well, see you guys next time.